Have those kind of.
More live.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but hey.
I feel like
feel free
nobody with daughters should have that fantasy, but that doesn't mean it's not a common fantasy.
They can hear
Oh
you.
no, it's a common thing. It's just weird to me. But
Anyway, hey everyone.
what?
Hey.
I hope that was live. I said what I said, internet.
You know what, B-Dave? I don't think anyone expects anything less from you. Love you always.
Again, screenshots don't scare me. I know what I said.
He did that to me on my show too. So just yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of
Boobs and butts. Boobs and butts.
Boobs and butt?
Everyone get it out of their system right now. Let's everybody
we'll
in unison. 1, 2, 3. Boobs and butts. All right. Got it? All right.
Nope.
Welcome to episode 2 of Ash and Ruin, our 4-part Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle taking place in Depression-era Chicago. I have some beautiful kindred with me tonight. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. Kelly, why don't you start us off?
Sure. My name is Kelly. You probably know me more as the Opera Geek, and I play Mev, who is, to no one's surprise, a Toreador.
Justice?
Yes. Hi, I'm Henry Darling. I cook the books. I do the numbers, and I'm a Malkavian.
Moonchild. Rose. Michelle.
I am Michelle Sealight, and I play the Rose. I play the roles of Rose. I play the Rose.
Use your words, girl.
English is hard. It's not her first language. I play the role of Officer Rose O'Connell, who is a Toreador.
Mr. B. Dave Walters.
Hey, Walters, I say words about things. You can find me wherever fine streaming content can be located, and I will be playing Runner, the Nosferatu rum runner and smuggler.
And last but certainly not least, Miss Cynthia.
Hey everyone, I'm Cynthia Marie. You can find me on all the social medias as well as Dancer or Cynthia__Marie. But tonight I will be playing Lucrecia Borgia. She is a La Sombra.
And I'll be your storyteller this evening. My name is Diana D'Amico. You can catch me just about everywhere where Bard and Barbarian stuff is happening. It's sort of my MO. It's my tag, my thing. We left off last time. Our kindred were at a club. Kind of a depressing club. But, you know, more lively than the blood bank for sure. Enoch had gone around back to try and get a little insider information, trying to avoid the actual club part. Everyone else paraded through the front. Some of you put on quite a show, as I recall. One Mev took the stage almost immediately. Lucy got herself an admirer, you know, right out of the gate. No surprise there. And we had Rose and Henry sharing a moment as they entered the club. And that's where we're going to pick up with Henry. Henry, you remember having a conversation with Rose as you walked in the door. And then, all of a sudden, as it's happened before, your vision almost clouds over, and you lose the sensations from the room that you were standing in. And instead of the brightly lit floor with all of the couples and all the drinks and all the laughter, instead, in your field of vision right now, is the blurry outline of an old stone building, snow falling through the air. A quick cut, and you can now see almost an aerial view of Chicago, as if you were flying over it like a bird in the sky. Only something's wrong. Large black shapes are moving through the streets, picking up their pace as they overrun the city. You snap back to the building itself. The snow is piling up now, covering the stairs and the steps and the stone archways and all of the architectural value of the building. Nothing but snow. And then you see another vision of Chicago from above. The black shapes are tearing through the streets, obscuring the lampposts and everything on the sidewalk, the stones of the streets and the cars even. Everything is gone. And as these creatures multiply and almost overtake the city like a rolling wave, a growl starts resonating in your periphery and grows steadily until your ears are ringing with the sensation. And the vision ends. And for a moment, you're back in reality. Your body even colder than usual. And then you collapse. And we'll jump to Enoch now. Enoch, if you'll recall, you had been invited into the Circle Cellar. The Circle Cellar is not a place where you've been before, but it is something that the Harem is known for. As I mentioned previously, the Harem itself is neutral ground, and everyone feels fairly safe letting down their walls there and just kind of relaxing and having a good time. You know a couple things about the Circle Cellar without actually having been there. Just word on the street. And you think about those things as you descend the stairs, the trick stairs that were hidden in a keg. The Circle Cellar isn't actually circular. However, it is still aptly named. You know that this is the place where big decisions are made regarding Chicago's fate. This is the place where the very soul of Chicago is bought and sold and bartered for. If there is a meeting that is happening between anyone of import, this is where it happens. It's named the Circle Cellar for the circular table that takes up most of the room. It's a simple stone room. But a circular table leaves no head, showing that everyone who sits down at it to bargain is of value and worth. It's where those of unfathomable power and unspeakable cruelty make decisions. However, as you descend the last few stairs and actually enter the room, there's nothing that spectacular about it. It's a simple oak table. Old, yes, but not plush or rich or fancy looking in any way. There's also, as you step off the last step, off to your left is a simple oak bar stocked with sealed bottles of liquor. Why sealed? You wouldn't want anyone to get poisoned, would you? And your friend has a nervous expression on his face, and he says, Runner, I wouldn't normally bring you down here, but with Turtle disappearing earlier today and the sisters on edge, I'm worried. You know, for the first time, I'm worried. There's something going on that...
We, alone down here? Can we speak freely, Beltrain?
You tell me, buddy. This is more your field than mine.
Oh, you want my advice? Assume there's always 2 or 3 of my kind in every room you come into.
It's really uncomfortable for me, you know. It's like I live alone. I do a lot of weird stuff.
Do you? Live alone? You sure?
Apparently not. Hodor was very excited by that.
Yeah, he knows the truth. He's
He does.
trying to tell you there's 2 or 3 Nosferatu in the room right
with
now.
me.
That's what he's
Okay,
trying
well,
to tell you.
Hey,
Yeah,
boys, what's
like,
up?
Yeah. I just look over at the table. I'm like, so that's it, huh? That's the table. I thought it was gonna be some like Camelot bullshit with like tapestries and clan symbols, but it's just an old wooden table.
Well, I mean, you'd have to work awfully hard to get blood out of tapestries, you know what I mean?
Intimately, yeah. So,
See, you seem like such a normal dude, and then you say stuff like that, and
I dropped the Mask of 1,000 Faces so he can get an immediate reminder that I am not a normal dude.
Okay, all right. Okay. It's
Yeah, huh? Oh, was this bothering you? Do I got a little something on my,
I understand.
Nah.
You know, we can't all do stuff like that. I would appreciate it if you would.
While he's looking away from me, I put it back up again.
Okay.
And I do pass the rouse check. Hey.
Look at you not getting hungrier yet.
So far, so good. I just reach over and I do touch the table, and I say, Beltrain, I think somebody's making moves out there. A lot of hits on people you wouldn't have thought would get hit, using muscle you wouldn't think anybody can order around.
Well, like recent, like how recently?
Pull out a pocket watch and I look at it for a second, and then I close it and look at him again, and I just say, very recently.
Fuck me. I told him, you know, I told Etta and Beulah I thought it was real weird. It's, you know, I usually run a tight ship around here.
Yeah.
They sent me away last week. They had a meeting. They sent me away.
That's funny, because you remember just a few minutes ago I told you if you can get out of town, visit your mother, something maybe you should, but they tried to send you away the week before. Interesting. All of us look at that. Everybody looking out for your best interest, Beltrain.
No, they just didn't want me to be a part of whoever was coming over. They didn't say go away, go away. You know they couldn't run this place without me. Come on. They had a new guest. Someone who just called themselves S.
S.
S. That's it. That's all I got. And that Capone kid was supposed to come, and the ladies I don't even think were a part of the meeting, but there was a lot going on, and they told me I should just take a walk around the block.
Wait. Etta and Beulah Pendergrass had a meeting in their establishment that they wasn't no part of?
Yeah?
Where are either of them here now?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
I mean, are they together? Is there one of them? You obviously, you know them. I mean, I have worked with them, for them. I mean, is any of them more approachable than the other?
I mean,
I'm not trying to get my throat torn out over this.
You know, the ladies at the Rose are generally very accommodating, if you know what I mean. So I think they'd be happy to see you, you know. Maybe. They're very temperamental, those two.
Nobody's ever happy to see me, and this is the part where I insert some cliche about roses and thorns and blah, 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 but that's a way to get your fucking head cut off is really what I'm trying to say. Okay, all right. Here's the score. All right, Beltrain. Earlier tonight, I'm over at LaForge's place. Somebody comes through there, ripping people apart. Narrowly got away. I got my theories about who sent them. I got my theories about what they was after, but it's not for. And I look around at the seemingly empty room and say, mixed company.
Ah. Well, you know what? Did you come alone? Were you the only one to escape LaForge's place? Because that's gonna be a bloodbath, you know.
Wait, why do you know it's a bloodbath, Beltrain?
You said people get ripped in half. I assume that's pretty messy based on what I've seen you lot carry on with upstairs.
No, I'm not alone. And remember what I said about assume you never are neither. I told you, I got those redheads with me. And I also got, like, the numbers guy.
All right, I can see that my company is clearly not that which you seek tonight. Would you like me to go and get your friends?
I mean, yours was the first company I saw tonight, you might recall, my friend. And I just kind of, like, clap him on the arm. If maybe we could get a meeting with the sisters. The problem is, I'd just like to know if they're the ones that pulled the trigger before I step back in front of the barrel again. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, hey, I was just over there minding my fucking business and almost died. And I came back so somebody can finish the job. Like I would prefer a little more.
I don't think the sisters would do something like that, Enoch. The business is good right now. Depression in the rest of the world seems to be treating them pretty well.
Let me ask you just one question. Can you think of anybody's, that would want Turtle for what Turtle knew?
Anyone who wanted to know where the blood bank was this week, I suppose.
Yeah, all right. Just one other thing. There's a kid with us, fledgling, might be 2 weeks old. She's a cop.
You brought okay.
Well, I brought a cop through the front door. I didn't bring no cop through the back door. I mean, and so far, she seems like she knows how to keep her eyes open and her mouth shut, but I don't want you to find out the hard way if she, like, drops her badge out of her purse or some shit.
That's fair. I'm glad you warned me. I'll be able to put away some unmentionables in the office that way. But you'll keep her under control, right? You won't have a arrest in the.
I mean, she starts busting out handcuffs. I'm vanishing. What are you talking about, buddy? But I'll try and make
Handcuffs
sure
are
she doesn't run.
commonplace here. It's not that.
I'll just try and make sure she doesn't run you in. How about that? Oh, one last thing. It's complicated around here. And you ain't getting no younger, chum. Your double chin's got a double chin. And what's up with all this fucking gray hair? I can help you with that. It's not the full. No, you won't have all of this.
Listen.
But you have like a little something that'll just sort of.
How long have I
stop.
been working with you guys? Come on. I know this is a slippery slope into some nasty shit. And let me tell you, I still appreciate my steak every Tuesday, so I'm not about to give that up just yet.
No. You can still enjoy your steak. You can still go out in the daylight. You can still do all that. You'll be better than any other human being alive. You'll just still be no match for us, of course, but you'll be smarter, stronger, faster, and more importantly, you'll stop getting fucking old. Look at this. Look at how that vest button is like just struggling to stay buttoned.
Okay, all right. You make a fair point. I put on a couple winter pounds. Jeez.
It's just, hey, you're beautiful. I'm just saying, you start losing a step in this business, you juke when you should have jived. That's how you take a round in the neck, okay, and bleed out. I'm trying to help you. And more importantly, it's useful if you can do this. And I just go near a post or something. And I just step behind it and vanish. It might help keep your head on your shoulders, buddy.
Fucking hell, Enoch.
You want it or not?
Maybe later. Why don't we figure out what's trying to end all of Chicago first, huh? How about that?
After you, buddy.
And he'll turn to go up the stairs.
Before I leave,
Yeah.
I want to look, just take, not search, but once look around this room, any clue of who's been here lately. If there's anything out of place, anything that doesn't seem like I would fully expect it to be here.
There is one thing that looks just a little bit out of place. As you kind of just survey the room, seated in one of the chairs at the table is a little tiny rat. And he just stands on his hind legs staring at you.
Does he look like one of mine? I mean, I know the locals,
He looks familiar to you.
Even though I know he's leaving, again, I'm tempting fate with all of these rouse checks but I'm gonna activate Feral Whispers.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? And sprinkle some my cracker crumbs on the table. They're on the chair near him in front of him.
He'll look at you and look at the crumbs. Hop down off the chair onto the ground. Pick one up. Start nibbling.
Hey, who sent you, little fella? Who you belong to? Who you working for?
And he'll cock his head. And as much as a rat can gesture, he'll kind of like...
Technically, he can communicate with me with Feral Whispers. He may not like talk, but he can get things across to me and understand what I'm saying to him too.
I'm aware.
All right.
I told you I read everything.
I have faith in you.
He takes a few like little rat steps over to where the bar is and kind of looks back to see if you're watching him.
I follow after him.
He walks around the bar and hops up onto the lowest shelf, where he pauses right beside one of these little cross beams that's intended to support the actual bar top. And kind of like looks behind it and then looks at you again.
Can I see anything behind it?
You can. There's actually a ledger back there. And you pull it out. Make me an intelligence and finance roll. Let's see if you know what you're looking. I know.
I'm like, I know a guy, but I'm not that guy. I'm like, I roll for crime, intelligence, and believe it or not, I'm gonna bust out the old rouse check for the intelligence. Give myself a shot at this here. All right. I know, as a shock to absolutely everyone, I have no ranks in finance. I do the crime. I don't launder the crime.
You know, you can't be good at everything.
It's true. Better to specialize. That's a big old 2 successes.
You know
and
what?
very nearly a bestial fail.
Ooh,
I'm like, this bitch is stupid.
Money's dumb.
Death to the bourgeoisie.
Oh, I love runners so much. So as you kind of pull out this ledger and flip through it, none of it really stands out to you except the last check stub. It's made out to H.H. Holmes. $3,000. It's dated about 10 days ago. And the account that the money was taken from states that it is Mr. S.S. Stacy. The ledger itself is from Stanley Whitmore's investment company.
I'm going to take it.
The whole ledger or just that stub?
I'm going to take the whole ledger because I has a plan.
Okay.
But I am, however, going to Cloak of Shadows and Silence of Death again.
Super
Just
sneak.
like-
Be
yeah,
sneaky as
like-
fuck.
Yeah, like I'm maybe a figment of your imagination as I try and catch up to Beltrain.
He's old, as you kindly pointed out to him earlier, so he takes his time going up the stairs anyway. Let's hop back up to the main hall, as it were. Rose, you were just arm in arm with Henry, who collapsed as Etta started to walk towards him from the office.
Henry? Henry? And she's gonna do that gently to his cheek. Come on, you got the 1,000-yard stare going on and you just fell over. Come on. Henry! Henry!
This woman, Rose, who you've never seen before, but who everyone else was waving at, approaches you and says, Oh, he brought treats this time. And Rose, as she is now much closer to you, you can see she is ravishing. This woman has porcelain skin that doesn't appear to have any pores somehow. Her makeup is pristine. Her hair is short in very tight little curls against her head. It's very dark. Her eyes are bright, bright green, almost impossibly so. And as I mentioned last episode, she's wearing sort of a chemise and nothing else.
Yeah, you can say he brought me, but I wouldn't consider myself a snack.
She's going to take a finger and sort of run it along your cheek. That's all open to interpretation, my dear. And she'll bend down beside Henry and just lean in. Henry, darling. Darling, it's time to wake up now.
Oh, yes, Mama, I had the strangest dream. Oh, hi.
Henry, darling. Welcome back.
Why, thank you. Oh, goodness.
You
How did I
really
end
ought
up
to
on
learn.
the floor?
You really ought to learn to be more polite when entering someone's place of business.
I am always of the utmost politeness. I apologize for my fit there.
Low blood sugar?
We could say that. Quite astute. I think I may need to converse with some associates.
Well, let's
There's
get you off the ground there first.
time for that later. I see you've all arrived and you've brought a new friend, and she'll go to help you up. Mev, what are you doing? Were you paying attention when one Henry Darling collapsed?
I was singing, and I don't appreciate the distraction or the lack of artistic appreciation that one has by fainting while I'm singing.
It was rather rude.
It was extremely rude. But Mev will continue singing while giving a rather noticeable eye roll. And then when she sees, it was Edda, right, that approached? Mm-hmm. When she sees Edda approach Henry, she'll kind of slide her eyes over to where she knows Lucrezia is. Because Rose would kind of be a snack that we brought, and this is possibly going to be an issue.
Lucy, what about you?
Oh, I am certainly just sitting back watching everything from the shadows and playing with my little pet until I am needed.
The gentleman whose attention you grabbed immediately walking through the door is sitting next to you and trying to make the most inane conversation. He's just like, I've been working really hard, and I feel like I'm finally back on my feet. This is going to be my year, Miss Lucy, and I really feel that you and I should spend more time together.
Mev would like to look at Lucy while this is happening to see how Lucy is reacting to this very inane chatter.
I look over at Mav and look back and go, did I ask you how you were doing? I didn't think so.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, since you invited me over here to have a seat.
No, I didn't invite you over here to think.
So I should just sit?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to leave? Should I leave?
No. You can keep me company, but you don't need to talk.
At this point, Mev would have made her way over to the table. I do believe what she's saying is you're here to be seen, not heard.
I usually don't take that kind of lip from ladies, but you two are so lovely that I just...
Mev leans in. Oh, don't you?
I don't know.
I have an idea. What about you go get us two ladies a drink or something?
He will scramble off of his stool so quickly that it almost falls over. He just barely catches it and puts it back up right before he scurries away to the safety of the bar.
I apologize. He was speaking during your performance, but I was paying attention, and I thought
I
it
know.
was beautiful.
I know you are. You're always paying attention. Have you noticed that Darling has had a bit of a fit of the vapors?
But of course, I saw him go down as soon as he started his the look.
The thing.
hmm I'm
Hmm.
more concerned about the cop with Etta.
Yes. That could be a problem.
As you look over now, you see that Etta has helped Henry to his feet, but she is intently focused on Rose, and appears very transfixed by this new kindred you all have brought with you.
She could probably sense that this one is a fresh one, and if we don't take care of it, there could be problems.
Oh, goodness. Are you on good terms with her right now?
I can be.
I mean, I'm on okay terms, but let's both go.
Yes. I will tend to Etta, and perhaps you can talk to what is the office? Rose.
Rose,
correct?
Rose, yes.
Rose.
Ironic, isn't it?
I think it's a beautiful name.
And you two make your way over. You hear as you approach. Etta is speaking directly to Rose at this point. She just says, you could find good work here among my legions if you ever wanted.
I'm good on the employment thing. I have a job. I like my job.
Are you sure? We'd love to have you.
Tempting as that is, you do seem like an absolute delight. I'm not.
My love, you have no idea exactly how delightful I can be. And she'll sort of drape one arm over your shoulder, so she's like trying to play with the back of your neck just a little bit. Yes, Lucy.
Just as that happens, Lucy slips right under her arm and kind of puts herself in between Rose and Etta and goes, "Darling, she already told you that she is gainfully employed, and let me tell you, she has quite a better job than working here."
You wound me, Lucy. You know that I treat these ladies better than anyone else would.
I know you do.
Yeah. Mev walks up, and it's not all bad to be employed here.
Mev, you're not helping.
This is
And she will take Rose by the elbow and just kind of leave an arm there almost possessively, just enough to make sure that Etta sees it.
Well, it looks like you're spoken for, I suppose. What brings all of you here together tonight? This is such a strange occasion, I admit. I haven't seen Henry here in ages, and Lucy, you never come around unless you need business done.
Well, I happen to need some business taken care of. Is there a possibility to have a private audience with you?
Yes, I can see if Miss Beulah is finished up. If you all follow me to our office. Enoch, this is about the time that you've made your way back upstairs. So you would see from the far end of the hallway, you would see Etta leading this group of kindred back to what you know to be their office.
Does it look like Beltrane's heading that direction as well?
Well, Beltrade is sort of stumped because he can't see or hear you. So he he went upstairs And he was like waiting by the cask so he could close the door and hide it again, but he wasn't sure when you came out, so he just kind of like.
When I come out, I drop the silence of death and I say, but I get like right behind him and right in his ear, and I'm like, "You're good."
Fuck Enoch.
That made my whole night. Just saying, you take me up on your offer, you ain't gotta worry about heart attacks no more neither.
It only seems to be an issue when you're in the building. No offense. And he'll like take a moment to just sort of gather his nerves and sit at the desk after he's closed off the entrance to the circle cellar.
I make a note of where I scratched it, but I do not point it out to him.
Okay.
So I know where, so I can remember where the door is.
Okay.
Are we gonna meet with the sisters? Are we just slow dancing? Like, what are we doing, Beltrain?
You know they're out there somewhere schmoozing. You can go find them yourself, can't you?
Watch your back, buddy. It's weird shit out there, I'm telling you.
There's weird shit in here.
And I turn the silence of death back on, and I do go look. And if I see them, I don't drop my obfuscate. I just sort of like hustle up to try and get through the door when they open it.
Okay. Remind me, did anyone activate Sense the Unseen since they got to the club?
No, but I did have a question.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Might be more. I haven't read the book in a minute. Oblivion Sight. That's just.
Yeah, it wouldn't let you see me.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was like, it's just undead or dead. Yeah.
And yeah,
Got it.
and my thing is only ghosts, I do believe.
No.
Yours, since the unseen, you
Yeah.
could potentially see me.
You could. It would be a roll, but you could.
I'll let him have his fun.
Okay. So, who was following immediately behind Etta in this marching order? Lucy? Okay. Etta takes a few strides into the hallway and swings open this door in front of you. And what you see really couldn't be called an office by anyone. There's all kinds of plush furniture. There's a Shea lounge with a very handsome man draped across it. Bent over his wrist is Miss Beulah Pendergrast, who doesn't look a lot like her sister. She's less lithe and more voluptuous. She has long blonde ringlets. The only similarity that's really consistent is she has the same bright green eyes. She looks up as soon as the door swings open. Lucy, my darling, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been some time. I apologize for the intrusion. I see that you are taking a snack.
Yes, feel free to join me if you haven't quenched your thirst tonight.
I appreciate the offer, but I doubt that this person is a man of God.
We didn't really get that far in conversation. I couldn't say for sure. Oh, you've brought a whole troop with you.
Yes. We ran into a wee bit of a interesting situation a few hours ago, and I wanted to come and talk to you ladies, if that's all right.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone, come in. Have a seat. If there's anything we can bring you, just let us know, and we're happy to oblige.
Important point of clarification, storyteller. Was I able to make it through the door, or am I stuck outside?
Into their office?
Oh, yeah.
Door's still open.
Oh, okay. Then no, I super come into the room
Okay.
and just kind of stand near the back, near the door.
As you pass by, go ahead and make your disappeary roll for me.
6 with a crit.
Oh,
For obfuscate. 6 with a crit.
6 with a crit.
I do like two things well. This is one of them.
Love you. Okay. Etta, she kind of glances from side to side before she closes the door, but you don't get the sense that she actually noticed you were there before she swings it shut behind her, and goes to sit very close to her sister on the Chez Lounge. What is it we can help you all with tonight?
Well, there seems to have been a situation at the blood bank, and Mev, what was his name? Who are we dealing with?
Do you mean Chester?
Was it Chester?
Is he the boring one? Talks a lot. Very large.
The Mr. LaForge.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that would be. Yes.
Yeah, so Mr. LaForge was the one who told us to come see you? No?
We were supposed to have a meeting with him, but you know, after what happened with poor little Turtle, we decided we should probably just lock it up for the night. We told him that we didn't need his investment anymore.
Who is this Mr. Turtle?
You know, the little lad who shares the location and the passwords weekly. You can usually catch him right up on the street corner.
You know what happened exactly?
But he's just gone. I have to assume that his family, for whatever reason, moved out of town or left Chicago like so many others do. We just haven't seen him.
See, something doesn't add up here. Is Mr. LaForge told us to come see you. We were attacked by Lupine, and then a person shows up looking to investigate.
What?
And I look over at Rose at that moment, and then like look back.
You were attacked by a lupine.
Oh, not a. Multiple.
Here in Chicago. Yes, be Dave.
Is that Etta or her sister that is acting so incredulous? Is that Etta or Beulah?
That's Etta. Beulah has gone back to her meal.
I would like to insight Etta to see, like, she's like caught the vapors at the idea of a lupine, but like, is that real?
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. 4 successes.
That's enough that you get the sense that she is genuinely surprised. She doesn't appear to have had any kind of knowledge about that before.
Like, surprised that it happened or surprised that we survived?
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. I stay hidden and silent then. Okay.
I'll admit that it's been a rather strange week around here, but I just kind of thought that, you know, with things getting so much worse over the last 18 months, we were just doing business as usual and hoping nothing got worse. The lupines in Chicago is very unheard of.
Yes, it's quite off-putting, especially when you were attacked by them.
They came after you.
No, not me specifically, but one of my comrades here. And I look over my shoulder at Mr. Darling.
Oh.
My name was mentioned.
They came for the money man, the penny pusher. That's odd. Well, darling, you do know a rather large group of influential people.
And don't forget, I know where the treasure's buried and where the skeletons lie.
That is probably one of the reasons you would be a target, yes.
But everyone's always spoken well of Henry. There are very few people who don't utilize his services in the city.
That poor Capone, it will come back to bite him.
Henry, darling. Who would attack you?
Oh, I'm sorry, me. Oh, I haven't the foggiest. I try to stay on everybody's good side. It pays to be polite, I find. But I do have a lot of fingers and a lot of pots. And sometimes other people stir the pots, and it sloshes the soup.
Henry, make me a let's say, ooh, this is going to be composure and finance. I know that's an odd combination, but it's fitting for what we're trying to do here.
I will say, composure is not my strong suit.
Shocker.
Bum, bum, bum.
However, finance, yo.
Yeah.
Would my investment banking specialty come into play here?
It would. Why don't you go ahead and add your intelligence to your dice pool in that case.
Snap. I'm already at 4 successes.
Look at that.
6 successes with 1 critical.
Okay. Even though you have a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, and you cook a lot of books for a lot of important people, over the past month or so, you have been asked to do some very strange things. You've never had to cook books without knowing who they're for before. You've never been asked to do anything where you weren't intimately acquainted with the details of who you were doing the deed for. It always helped you come up with a more compelling story, a better angle, a more convincing lie. But recently, Mr. Whitmore's been bringing you files that have redacted information, that aren't complete, that are simply numbers without a name.
Well, I'm sure he has his reasons, but Mr. Whitmore has been recently bringing me some pies in which I know not the ingredients.
Rose, while all of this is going on, you are sitting in a room in which a woman is drinking a passed out man's blood. And now people are talking about cooking books and lupines, whatever that means. What is Rose thinking right now?
The fuck? She took out a little notebook, is taking notes, trying to put pieces together of what's going on. Okay, the lupines were after Henry. They hit up this place, which they were supposed to meet a guy at. She's putting the puzzle pieces together.
Okay.
And eventually at some point she is going to speak up, but she's listening for now before she asks her questions.
Okay.
Mev, who did walk back there next to Rose, is going to very slowly turn her head, see the notebook come out with the pen, reach over, and take the notebook.
No, she's not going to let you do it easily.
Mev, are you gonna fight her for it?
You can certainly try.
I do have rapid reflexes.
She does indeed. Why don't you both make me a stealth roll, and Michelle, why don't you add your celerity to your dice pool?
Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's anything I can add to that for myself, but you probably would have told me.
You know, I probably wouldn't have, but I'll look now. How about that?
And not that I don't want to be super hecking cool, but I only rolled the amount of dice that I have dots, right?
Yes.
Well,
Justin,
plus one of the attributes though. What is it that you're trying to do?
yeah. I'm
Well,
trying.
I'm just having them roll strength.
Oh,
Oh,
then
strength,
not-
and because you said stealth.
Oh, I did not, but I mean, are you trying to be
maybe.
stealthy about it?
I am not trying to be stealthy about
Okay,
it.
then just roll strength for me.
Okay, yep. I'm gonna use
Oh, this is gonna suck.
I'm actually gonna use fleetfoot, which makes my roll dexterity and athletics.
Okay.
So you have the option to rouse your blood if you wish, where you can increase your strength at the possible risk of becoming hungry, or it depends on how bad you want this.
What do I care if she gets caught?
That is 6 with a crit.
Really, just the one dot? Because I only have one.
It's not your thing, Mev. It's just not your thing.
Well,
So,
I mean, I've got a bunch of other stuff, but whatever. She wants to get her, head ripped off. What is it to me? I don't care. I'm obviously not going to win, but that was a single cross bonk thing. That's
that's okay. So you reach out to just kind of like subtly get the book out of her hand, and faster than it seems possible, she pulls it back.
She'll lean over. I was trying to protect you.
Do you want this?
I can certainly try not to.
Do you want this case solved or not? Because I don't have an eidetic memory.
I have solved more cases than the police even cared about. I don't need a notebook.
That's wonderful for you. I do. It's a reasonable thing to take notes.
I'm sure that they will understand that explanation perfectly. And she will move to stand up next to Lucy, away from Rose.
How obvious was this situation to the rest of us in the room?
I wasn't trying to be stealthy.
It wasn't subtle, we'll put it that way. But you all were conversing at the time, and Etta might have glanced up, but it doesn't look like she was super really bothered by what was happening.
Okay. I'm gonna keep eyes locked, and when I see Mev come, I'm gonna kind of like put my hand up so I can like hold onto her hand real quick and kind of like, I like to measure my friend's anger through a little bit of touch. So if Mev just lightly puts her hand on my hand, I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, everything's fine. But if there's a certain grip,
you would definitely know the grip of, I don't enjoy people talking back to me.
Mev, darling, is there anything that you would like to add to the conversation with Etta and I about Mr. LaForge and the lupines?
And with that, Beulah is going to lift her head again, and she'll say, "You might want to ask the other in the corner, too." And glance directly at you, Enoch.
When she does, I just say, "Apologies, ma'am. I just didn't want to dirty up such a beautiful scene."
Now, Enoch, you know we're no stranger to being watched here, but we always like to know who's doing the watching.
As far as I know, miss, just the one.
Do you mind, materializing for us? I so like to look upon your face, whichever one you're wearing tonight.
I drop unseen presence, but I keep up Mask of 1,000 Faces, where I still just look like a dude.
Just a dude.
Yeah, it can be anybody. Just there's not a dude in the corner,
Jim
then
Bob
there's a
guy
dude in
off
the
the
corner.
street. Yep, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same dude that we saw you walk in with?
Yes.
Technically, it's variable. I'm just unremarkable. So yes, it's honestly it's kind of hard to
I'm
say.
waiting
You're like
for
that.
it.
You're like that's probably him. Yeah, I don't know. It could be anybody.
When you look at Enoch's face, it's sort of like a police sketch. Like it's composite features that could be like 90 different people.
Well, you know what? We're an hour in, so I kind of have to do it. So Lucretia turns around and goes, "Do I know you?"
Not as well as I'd like.
And then what is your name again?
It's still me, the Nos from earlier tonight.
So if you she keeps this between Enoch and herself, but she has this ever so slight like hint of a smile, so he recognizes that she's just completely messing with him. But like to anybody else, it's probably annoying to hear her say that all the time.
Now, Lucy, you know you should be playing nice while you're here.
Me play nice? Have you ever seen me play nice?
I've seen you be awfully accommodating.
Rough can be nice. Etta, Beulah, yeah, I know you all are busy. Do you mind if I kind of just get down to it?
Yes, we do have a rather busy evening planned, as you can see. There's 6 or 7 more where this came from.
Somebody has a couple of lupines on a leash that let him off to come for this guy and killed a bunch of kindred trying to get to him. I thought maybe it was you two, but if it's not you two, you might want to batten down the hatches, because somebody might be coming for you, especially if they took Turtle to find him.
We have no reason to try and hurt Darling. He's made us so much money. You say these lupines came for him specifically?
We don't know that for certain, but they kind of quit killing when they laid eyes on him. They could have ripped up all of us and didn't.
You brought him here.
More accurately, we took him away from there, and if I'm being honest, no offense, Henry, if you guys were gunning for him, I kind of intended to sell him, but now, I guess not.
Perfectly acceptable standpoint.
I'll make it up to you, buddy, I promise.
I had heard of other attacks, but I thought that it was all conjecture, all hearsay. We hear so many wild stories here, but we did have a rather odd occurrence a little over a week ago. Someone requested a meeting, but the two of us were not present.
You had a meeting in your establishment that you wasn't at?
It's not so uncommon, but most of the time they don't ask us to leave the building.
Might I be so bold as to ask whom?
Well, it was... I know that little Al Capone chap was bothering around, but he wasn't the one who called the meeting. The reservation, Beulah, hand me that letter.
I look over at Rose and I say, now that Capone guy, that you can make a note about, but I don't know that your superiors are going to be too interested in bringing him in, if you know what I mean.
Well, not if they want their paychecks to keep coming.
He's doing good work with those soup lines, though. Ain't all bad.
That's something I was actually saying out loud, you know, because you guys told me to keep it on the down low.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, that part, their world, have at it.
Beulah has handed Etta a letter at this point, which she shows to you. And it basically just states, enclosed you'll find payment for the use of your special meeting room. We trust that we won't have any company and we won't be interrupted. And it has the date and a time, and it's signed Master Sess.
SES?
SESS.
I look over at Henry and I say, Henry, darling, do you by chance have an ability to gain a little more insight to things you touch?
Oh, I've been known to see beyond a few times. In fact, merely moments ago, I glanced into the great beyond, and it glanced back, and it was a bit too much for my system to handle.
Well, you gotta take it easy with the opium, buddy. It'll knock you on the ass, dead or not.
Oh, you jest.
I do hand him the letter in case he can spirits touch, because I know his milks are weird, but I don't know what he can do, but I do hand it to him.
You don't get any particular feeling as you lift the paper out of his hand, Henry. However, Mev, as you're sitting there listening to these guys drone on and on, Hodor, buddy, just a minute. Drone on and on. He's real sad. You get a flash of a building that you are very well acquainted with. The residence of one Mr. H.H. Holmes.
When I touch the letter?
You don't feel that, Henry. You don't feel that at all. This is Mev.
Oh.
If I am still holding Lucy's hand, which I would be if Lucy has not yet let go of my hand, Lucy would now feel my anger ramp up to about an 11. It's very concealed from other people, but very upset.
At that point, Lucy stands up from where she's at and activates Daunt.
Okay.
So we are talking around circles here, and we need answers. Clearly, Runner has already asked questions and didn't quite get the answer, so we're going to try this again. Why are we being attacked by lupines? And Henry, darling, you better start thinking about how this is all going to happen and why you got attacked.
Look, I don't know anything about any attacks. You know, we're very welcoming here. The only thing that I can think is that the meeting somehow went awry last week. I don't know what could have happened. I wasn't there.
Who was? I want an accurate account.
Al, this Mr. Sess, who requested the meeting, was there, I assume, but I never saw his face. And there was a little sweaty, squirrely man who approached the building too. He was very strange. There was malice in him that I just didn't like. I
What did he look like?
Well, he about this tall, and he wore a nice striped suit, but he looked like some kind of shopkeeper. It wasn't a man of any import, really.
Did he by any chance have a extremely well-kept mustache?
Yes.
Mev is getting increasingly angry. So you allowed people to come in to your establishment that you actually don't know, and yet you're upset that we brought Darling here, who you do know.
Well, if he brings with him a threat, can you blame me for being a little upset about it?
My darling, you might have already brought the threat, not you, darling. You might have already brought the threat upon yourself by not knowing who you allowed into your home.
Now, you know that we have always allowed people to use that meeting space. It's where business is done. Not all business concerns us, so why should we be there all the time?
Where's this Holmes guy? Name doesn't mean anything to me.
Holmes?
Fucking Sherlock, I don't know.
What? And Mev almost looks like, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody when they've been confirmed correct, when they already thought they were pretty clever.
The hotel guy?
Yes.
He owns a hotel. Oh.
It's not a hotel.
And that is where we're going to go to break, so that poor Hodor can take care
poor
of
Hodor, baby.
Poor Hodor, he's being so good. So stick around, guys. We'll do a quick break and be right back to find out what's up with this hotel guy.
Hotel guy.
This, you know, Sherlock Holmes,
Really?
the famous hotel proprietor. All right, BRB.
Can they hear us? Or do
What's
literally?
wrong with talking about serial killers?
You made it like this. Like
I
you
did.
literally brought it up.
I did it
Lucky
to you.
Charms
I
Leprechaun
ruined
has
it.
gone too far.
Did you? Okay, hold on. You know me for how long, Diana, and you just told me to stop talking about serial killers.
In my defense, I have none. Can everyone in chat? Are we back? Can y'all
We're back. I
see?
just heard myself yell about the Lucky Charms Leprechaun.
Don't
We
do
need to
that.
murder
That
him.
that is not H.H. Holmes. So
Could be.
Isn't it?
it's
We're
no,
back.
it's not. That's been proven through dental
Has it?
records. Thanks. We apparently have. There's something horrible with our "Be Right Back" screen, so that'll look different next week, guys. However, we left off with Miss Mev boiling over at the mention of the name H.H. Holmes.
The hotel guy.
Not a hotel, Enoch. We've been through this
No,
already.
I mean literally the guy had a hotel. It was right near like the World's Fair. Like it was just like a whole thing. Yeah.
There is a H.H. Holmes Hotel across the street from the church that I attend.
Is it a large stone building?
It's not a hotel. Yes.
When she says it's not a hotel, you mean it's not just a hotel, right, doll?
So my darling sisters, she was going to
Yes.
completely ignore. Not you, darling.
Sorry.
I mean, I understand it's quite confusing.
You keep saying my name.
Are you telling me that not only did you have a meeting in your own club, in which you were not present, so you don't know possibly who could have now gained access and could be watching everything?
I assume there are several Nos everywhere I go. That's just good measure.
But also that you've let H.H. Holmes into your club.
I didn't know it was him. I've never met the man before.
Wait,
Well,
I
you
thought,
shouldn't
Holmes is
have. He
certainly
was
a popular name.
he was
Yeah.
executed in 1896.
Yeah, no, that hotel dude is dead though. I thought, wait, is he just one of us? I mean, of course, how many of us are dead and then aren't?
It's, everyone in this room, I would
Rhetorically.
presume.
I don't know. I should be so surprised by this.
Yes, darling.
This time she
Oh, I
does mean
died.
you.
What was that?
Yes, I died too.
We all died at some
Right,
point.
I thought we were.
No, but
Sorry,
it's good that
carry
it's
on,
been
carry on.
it's good that it's
Sorry.
been cleared up. It's very good that it's been cleared up.
Okay, so murder hotel dude is not really dead. Does he have a new murder hotel? Like, is there some like? I feel like
I don't see
didn't-
why he would have abandoned the old murder hotel. It's still there.
So you do agree it's a hotel though?
It's a murder castle.
All right, can we stop getting semantics and just go over there to see what is going on?
Oh no, absolutely not. I ain't lived this long by going into murder hotels. No.
Castles.
Okay, it's there in murder castle. Okay, like it's like an amusement park, like it was near the world, like a murder amusement park.
Well, he
Either way,
certainly thinks it's fun.
Let me rephrase that. What is a question? We are going
Yes.
over there.
I think it would be a very good idea if H.H. Holmes has decided to show his rat face back in this city, that we go have a chat.
I feel that it's now necessary to bring this up, but moments ago I passed through this veil into the veil of another world,
Yes, we watched.
and I saw a building, a stone structure outlined in black. Very ominous, very menacing. Could this be the same structure?
Did it happen to look like it had a store in the bottom of it? Maeve mumbles.
I don't see that clearly. Simply a stone edifice risen from the ground, stark against the night sky. And
Gosh,
something
when he talks,
dark.
it's just poetry, isn't it?
Something dark feeding on the denizens of Chicago. I fear more despair is on its way.
If H.H. Holmes is back, His despair is definitely on its way. My darling, not you, her. And she looks at Lucy.
Now, see, now I'm confused too, because you said it at least once and you did mean him. I feel like you kind of got to pick one and stick with it. You got to do one or the
Glad
other.
I'm not the only one.
I'm with you on
Complete
this.
impassive face. We definitely need to pay him a visit. I have a feeling that you might dislike him as much as I do.
Wonderful. So, then we go. Is everybody else on board? I don't want to force people, but
I
people
do
gotta-
want to know, however, Enoch, how did you come by the name H.H. Holmes to begin with? You just kind of popped out with that.
He's a hotel dude.
Yes, but the letter was not signed by him?
I don't know what his signature looks like.
She's going to look
brought him up.
extremely
You said H.H.
suspicious.
Holmes. I'm like the hotel dude.
Yes, well, we can certainly go. I'm not sure how easy it will be to get in.
Apparently, getting in's easy. It's the getting out's the hard part.
Even for us, that is actually correct.
Well, the good news is, off Rose is if this is really this guy, then, you know, I'm sure you'll want to have a couple of words with him.
The police don't give a shit about H.H. Holmes.
Well, because he died in like 1896, yeah.
They didn't care then either. So, shall we then? And sisters, and she'll wait. She starts to say it, and then she looks at Henry. Dear friends, possibly keep a closer watch on who you allow in your own space from now on, really.
Mav, we've always just let Beltran handle most of that business, but I suppose if there are unsavory types about, you're right, we should be more careful.
Well, I think you normally specialize in unsavory. Just do me a favor, maybe double the guys on the windows.
Is
Bring in some
Beltran
heat.
here this evening?
I'm assuming he's in his office.
Would Mev know where his office is? I
Uh,
mean, she's been here a lot.
She would. However, Beltran is terrified of Mev. Like,
You don't say.
terrified of Mev.
That's too bad. How far is his office? Is it the one downstairs, or is it...
It's about 20 feet from the entrance to this room is the door to his office.
Brilliant. So it's on her way out. She will go give as if her personality has immediately changed back. She will glide over and give air kisses to Edda and Beulah.
Who will politely reciprocate, of course.
Of course. And she'll like run her finger along the strap of the chemise that Ed is wearing and say, "This is lovely. You must tell me where you got it." And she'll kind of sweep out of the room, as it were.
If I suspect she's going to see Beltran, I don't try and stop her, but I do just kind of walk behind her.
Do you suspect that she's going to go see Beltran right now?
She just asked, "Where is he?" and then left. So, yeah, I'm suspecting. Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm keeping my eye on Mr. Darling and Rose, and I'm gonna go where they decide to go.
Mr. Darling.
I'm going to give an elaborate bow to the sisters. Thank you so much for your hospitality, as always. Please do take care of yourselves. And as always, I'm at your disposal should you need my services.
Don't
Rose,
tease
darling.
us, Mr. Darling.
You know what I'm best at. Rose, darling, if you would, and offer my arm again to her.
Rose takes it, and she's like, what do I do? Do I like curtsy, wave?
Oh, just follow me. Bow slightly.
Okay. It was a pleasure meeting the both of you tonight. Your club looks nice.
I'm sure you'll find your way back before too far.
I cool beans.
I give her a gentle nudge with my elbow, and guide her out. Remember, polite. It opens doors.
This is my version of polite. I'm not used to clubs. This environment is not my scene. I don't even.
We can still hear you, darling.
I'm not used to clubs. This isn't my aesthetic. I'm not very sociable and not my aesthetic.
Etta, Beulah, thank you very much for your hospitality. We appreciate everything that you've given us, and I hope I see you soon.
Yes, do come back on a night where you aren't on such serious business.
But of course, darling. And I beeline to Henry and Rose. Next time that you have a little temper tantrum, make sure that you do it away from the people who owned this place. Do I make myself clear? We do not wish to offend them, as they give us solace here. No?
I just don't know how to react in a place this nice.
Okay. So Lucy grabs Rose, like puts her her scarf in a certain way, ruffles her hair, takes her hair down, like basically like makes her into like the bombshell Toreador, and is like, you just need to look beautiful and listen to everything that is going on in here. Do you understand me?
I get it. Let me just put my fingers through this hair.
And as that is happening, your pet from earlier, Lucy, he spots you from across the room, and he starts shuffling over with these two drinks. Oh, I thought you'd left. I couldn't find you. I brought you this. You and your friend. Where'd she go?
Oh, she is handling business, but this is Miss O'Connell, and I would like for you to usher Miss O'Connell around. She has never been to a club like this before.
Oh, is that true?
No, I haven't. I'm not a local.
Well, try this first of all, and he'll offer you a drink.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
look at her and basically, like, do the like, don't, just.
I know. I just wanna. She's getting the aroma. What is it?
No, you drink it. You drink it.
She wants to smell it first. What is the vintage and the brand?
You know, normally you'd be able to smell notes of different florals and a slight spice to it. However, Henry is standing near you right now, and as you recall, Henry doesn't smell good. Henry smells like he just rolled out of a garbage can. So that's kind of the flavor you're getting, the flavor profile that you're ingesting right now.
Is it a juice? Is it a wine? Is it a whiskey? Is it apple juice?
You can't tell based on Pigpen standing next to you.
What is this drink you just gave me?
It's good. You'll like it. You should try
like
it.
A dumpster. How dare you?
That's pretty rude.
No, smell this. Smell this right now. Take a good deep whiff.
He takes the glass and he downs it in one go. You know, this is why I don't squire ladies around all the time. You guys are just ungrateful. That was really rude. And he'll kind of like turn to stomp away.
Storyteller.
Yes, dear.
May I do something?
Yes.
In a slightly uncharacteristic Henry fashion, I'm going to shoot my hand out and grab him by the collar and make direct eye contact and say, the lady gave you an order, and then I would like to activate my dominate power
Okay.
and say very clearly, show the lady a good time, and then give him a little push.
All right, roll your charisma and dominate.
Is he immortal?
You didn't bother to find out.
Oh, well, all right. I hope this doesn't backfire. I was just gonna be like cool and stuff.
Quick question: he's a werewolf. We're all about to die right now in this hallway.
You know, I hadn't written it that way, but since you were mean to him.
Follow up. All of you are about to die.
We're fine.
Actually, I won't die.
No.
I just retreat into shadows.
I'll just
Bye.
We'll let the children die.
That's 5 with
Meat
a
shield.
crit.
Okay, that's enough. He'll kind of meet your eye line, and then for a minute he seems to just redirect his anger at you, and then he'll kind of like, okay, and he'll turn to you, Rose, and with a blank expression, with just a hint of fear, he'll extend his arm to you.
thanks. And she's looking at both at him, but also gives an aside to Henry. Sorry about the drink. I am picky about my vintage.
He seems to not register that you've said much of anything, but he does kind of turn to lead you out to where couples are dancing. Since Mev descended from the stage, they've picked back up with their sort of slow, jazzy tunes, and you can see there are several couples slow dancing. There are several couples doing way more than slow dancing, but you get the sense that he's leading you out for a dance.
Okay, and she will attempt to dance.
And while that beautiful, happy moment is taking place, Mev,
Yes.
you reach the door to Beltrane's office.
I am not going to knock. I am going to go in, and I am going to turn on Daunt as I go in.
Oh God, this is just what I needed. Listen, Mev, whatever you're here for, I don't have it. What?
Tell me how you know H.H. Holmes.
Who? I don't. Honest, Miss Mev, I don't know who you're talking about.
So, when you booked that meeting here, who exactly did you expect?
I don't know. I don't organize the meetings so much as I just make sure that I do whatever the sisters tell me to.
That's funny. They said you handled the meetings.
In the sense that I make sure the back door's unlocked, but not in the sense that I'm hanging over every word and phrase that's exchanged. I don't know nothing, I promise.
You also don't know who comes into the club.
Enoch was here a little while ago.
Mev will kind of look around because she assumed Enoch was with her because he started to follow her. Whoop. He made
Moment you're not looking, he's out.
yeah. So in other words,
But
she's just going
nearby.
to assume.
I do follow her, yeah.
Yes, she's just going to assume that Enoch is there. Were you there for this meeting? And she's going to start slowly walking towards his desk.
No, I was told to take a walk. I left.
Who told you to take a walk?
The sisters. They said it was a private meeting.
That you organized, according to them.
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm having trouble with the disparity of your statements?
Look, it's a neutral space. Lots of people come here to talk.
How did they pay you?
Cash.
And you knew none of them.
Not my business.
What did they look like?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
I would like to tell if he was not here, actually, if he's telling me the truth. I'm not sure which thingy that does, because that was the thingy that was not real.
Yeah, that's a thingy that wasn't real. However, because you have Daunt activated, we'll go ahead and let me read the thing. But
Daunt gives bonus to intimidate.
Yeah.
Insight is to know whether or not he's telling the truth, theoretically.
But she's scaring the piss out of him right now. It is insight. Wits and insight.
Wits and insight. Oh, I don't mind that at all. Thank you. 1, 2, 3.
She is witty.
I am witty. 1, 2, 3. 3 of those things have successes, so that's 6. Is that correct?
Is it the Ankh with the dots on it, or on your blood die, the Ankh with the fangs?
It is 2 of regular and then 1 with the dots.
That is 3 successes.
Okay, thank you.
You don't think he's trying to deceive you right now. You get the sense that he's closer to wetting himself than he is to lying to you.
I'm not going to lie. She does enjoy scaring the piss out of Beltray.
Then she might want to just go ahead and, really sock it to him and activate Dread Gaze. Because that'll do it. That'll do the thing.
You know, Cynthia looks so excited that I'm going to do the thing.
Perfect.
While leaning over on his desk. I'm getting very close to him.
Do me a favor. You're going to make a rouse check for that one.
Okay,
so take one of your hunger dice and roll it.
1 of the hunger dice and roll it. It's just 1 unk.
That means that you hungry, right? That's hungry.
No,
that's
not
not hungry.
passed. That's good.
That's a success.
Never
I
mind.
think.
You don't get hungrier because he's so old and gross. You're
He's
not into
gross.
that. So you lean over, and the intensity of your gaze. He can't look away. He can't blink. He's stuck and trapped in this terrifying moment. He's white knuckling the arms to his chair as he sits there, and he seems to shrink in his seat.
Is that really all you know?
You notice he stopped breathing as he's just, frozen in fear.
Oh dear, have I killed you? Enoch, I think you're here somewhere. Did I kill him?
He's still standing, so probably not yet.
He is starting to get sort of red in the face, though.
What a disappointment. She will turn around and leave.
Oh, God.
The moment she leaves, I move real close to him again, still hidden, and say, I'm telling you, I can help with that.
I won't be scared of her anymore.
Just not quite so defenseless, but you probably shouldn't fuck with her either way, if we're being honest.
If it'll help me stand up to that bitch, I'm down for it.
When he says that, I drop the unseen passage, and I literally just bite my thumb, and I just hold it out to him.
How far away am I when he says that?
You did not hear it.
Oh boy.
What do I do with that?
Down the hatch, buddy.
Seems kind of weird. You won't tell nobody about this, right?
Not a soul.
And he, like, with so much hesitation, he kind of takes your thumb. Oh, God.
It's an acquired taste. All right. Hold on. I'ma turn around. And when I ain't looking, don't let me see you when I come back around. And I do give him obfuscate. I give him 1 dot. So I will let him has Cloak of Shadows. So as long as he doesn't move, he can obfuscate.
Okay. And as you turn, he kind of starts to say, but I don't know how to...
Yeah, you do.
And you do a spin on the spot. And when you turn around...
My boy. So check this out. I guess wherever you are, you can't move. You can only whisper. And people just won't notice you there. Enjoy that one, buddy.
You do hear just a little bit of like a giggle.
Oh, and you can't do it if they're looking at you. You know, it's like
I'm familiar with that particular impediment.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like being in a gym shower. I know, buddy. Yeah, no. But once you get used to that, you want a little bit more. You come back. Yeah, you got a couple weeks before it wears off, and then I have to top you off again. All right.
All right. Thanks. I think. Thanks.
Just watch my back. All right.
Yeah. Be careful out there, okay?
That's how I made it this far, buddy. I wouldn't have let it kill you, probably. And then I turn and walk after her, too.
With those comforting words, just a few moments after Mev, Enoch rejoins the rest of the kindred, watching Rose as she is twirled around the dance floor by a poor petrified gentleman.
I will say, I lean over next to Darling while this is all happening, and I'm like, I got something that you need to see.
Oh.
And there, especially contextually, it probably looks really strange as I like look and I kind of pull my shirt up slightly and like pull down at the top of my pants, but just enough to expose the ledger, presumably with his sire's name written across the edge of it, or initials or something pretentious like that.
For the record, I'm standing there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm right next to you because I came out and stood next to you.
Yeah, I don't have a vested interest in keeping it from you guys. I just don't want to be on the floor like, hey, I stole evidence, you know? And then once he sees what it is, I kind of just cover it up again.
2 episodes in and B-Dave's taking off his pants. I can't say I didn't see this coming, but like...
Hey, I'm trying to build up the
Phrasing.
channel, okay? I'm trying to build up the channel. I know what the internet paid to see.
Right before everybody else rejoined, I would just like to look at Lucy and say, I'm terribly sorry, Miss Borgia. That rudeness, it gets to me. I didn't appreciate his demeanor.
It is completely understandable. There are other things that are quite offensive, if you know what I mean. But it's okay. We should be terribly fine with all of this. And there's Runner. That's fantastic.
Fast forward. So, I would very much like to take a look at that thing in your pants.
Who don't, you know? Once we get outside.
Certainly, not for everyone's eyes.
Well, actually, and I sort of look for a second and I'm like, I kind of acquired it here in a, shall we say, clandestine manner. I got some info out of it, but you're the expert. I just don't know if I want to leave with it or try and put it back. But as far as I know, ain't nobody know that I got it. How much time would you need? I mean, are we talking minutes or hours?
My dear Enoch, you do me a disservice. Seconds.
Well, how about this? I will give you all 10 minutes as I am quite hungry at this moment. For the record, I did fail my rouse check for for this part of the evening.
Yes.
So, I'm going to go on a little hunt.
Yeah, believe it or not, I will actually pull Darling towards one of the kissing booths. And just
I
like
mean,
slide it shut and then just like bust out the ledger and put it down, but I flip it open to the conspicuous one that you told me about.
anything goes.
You kind of see out of the corner of your eye while you're entering the kissing booth, because this is a very active area of this club. A couple girls walk by and they kind of like do a double take for a second. And then you hear one whisper to the other, "He's a forceful brute, isn't he?"
You got no idea, baby. They both thing close. The world's
Right, so
first-
Rose is dancing. They're in the kissing booth. She's hunting. I'm standing alone in a club.
What would Mev be doing? Because this is a club that she's familiar with. She has spent time here. Would she be attempting to enjoy herself? Would she too be looking for something to eat?
I don't think so.
You're not real hungry.
No, she's just real angry.
Mm.
She will find a table and drape herself over it in a very practiced manner to look good while she does it.
You do look good.
And just wait for Lucy. She knows it never takes Lucy very long.
Rose, you were led out onto the dance floor by this handsome, albeit terrified gentleman who offered you his arm and is now slow dancing with you if you'll allow him.
She does keep it at like that middle school awkward dance level of like hands on the shoulders.
Leave room for Jesus.
Leaving room for Jesus.
Lucy walks by and says that. He's like, as he's dancing with you, you note, Rose, that he looks anxious, concerned, because he was told to show you a good time. So he's dancing with you and he's trying to like throw in little twirls and dips and stuff.
I'm so sorry, Mr.
Abernathy.
Mr. Abernathy, my parents used to say I was born with 2 left feet. I'm not very graceful.
You're doing a wonderful job, Miss Rose. It's a pleasure to be out here with you.
Hey, stop being nervous, okay? I'm nervous too. I'm terrified. I'm not really good at this.
I think you're doing fine.
Do you just want to sit down, talk, relax?
If that's what you want to do.
You don't. What is going on?
Is that what you want to do? You want to go sit on that couch over there? And he'll take
fine.
He'll start shooing away like the couple that's currently there.
No, you don't have to. What is going
and
on?
pat a seat for you.
Are you okay?
I'm afraid your friends are gonna murder me, but mostly, yeah.
In that moment, I'd like to come up and help with the awkward moment here. I would like to take Mr. Abernathy. Darling, is it possible that you can come over here with me? And I'm actually going to lead him towards the kissing booths as well. You are a man of God, no?
Yes. Pretty devout, yeah. Should I stay with Miss Rose, though? Because your other friend told me I had to...
No, it's okay. Rose is going to be in good hands. Rose,
Maeve is looking for you over there, and I point over to Mav. I'm going to go take this young gentleman, and we're going to go do a prayer or two for a moment, if you don't mind.
Prayer.
Sure. Did she say what it was about?
No.
Okay.
You see that Mev is just kind of watching this scene with a little grin on her face because she knows exactly what is about to happen.
He'll be down on his knees and see God. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, I'm glad there's a parental advisory on this channel. Yes. So Mev has obviously seen
I'm glad
this
I told my
before.
mom not to watch this show.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
I'm glad I told my goddaughter not to watch this show.
No one should watch this show, let's be honest.
Why are y'all acting that not only like you don't know what vampire is, that most of you learned it from me? So you should have expected all of these levels of shenanigans.
You know, it's true. This is why we're here to be. It's why we're here.
So, yeah, Rose is gonna walk over, just be like, "You wanted to see me?"
What?
Lucy told me that you wanted to see me.
She's watching Lucy take Mr. Abernathy. Sure.
So what's going on?
I'm sorry. Are you enjoying yourself?
This really isn't my aesthetic.
Question from Kelly.
Yes, Kelly.
Would I don't know how this works. Would I know she is Toreador? Like more? Or no?
That's actually a question I
don't
don't
know.
know the answer to. B. Dave?
And
Dave
if
is
you-
shaking
if-
his head no.
If you have the ability scry the soul, you have a chance to potentially know. Otherwise, except for like Nos looking jacked, there's no innate way to know any clan just by looking at them. So, although I think when you got rid of your ear for deception, I think you might have taken that one. I don't
Nope.
know if you did or not. No? Okay. Then if you do not specifically have scry the soul, and even that doesn't guarantee, also taste for blood, but you'd have to be a Tremere. So no, I don't believe you have any way.
I'm not Tremere.
Yep. I don't believe you have any tools at your disposal that would give you that insight.
Okay.
You do know that she's a really pretty seductive vampire, whether she realizes it or not.
And she
Hmm.
did mention a crooner is the one that turned her.
Yeah, that's the hint that she's taking. You're really going to have to learn to make yourself feel comfortable in any room that you're in.
There's just something about places like this that
It's going to help you as a police officer as well eventually.
It's like
Just learn to lie.
like it's like the bane of my existence right now.
Darling, that is not the bane of your existence.
Like, I prefer like cherry oak with books, my dark room, my quiet, secluded, the smell of cigarette smoke in the air.
Mev looks incredibly bored.
That's my aesthetic. This, not my aesthetic. I feel awkward. I don't know how to deal with this. It's
The point being is that you can feel awkward, you cannot look awkward. Stop
It's like-
looking awkward.
it's
Stand
like,
up straight.
Okay, but no, it's like
Flip your hair.
what?
Flip your hair.
Well,
And
well,
then lean.
Mev. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna keep going. It's
I was
okay.
gonna say, well, Mev is giving Rose club tips. Let's join Enoch and Henry, who are now snuggled up in the kissing booth.
Enoch and Henry in the kissing booth.
That's just all of episode 3. Let's be honest.
Any port in a storm, buddy. You know what I mean. But once I'm in there, I do slide out the ledger and I open it up and I point it to the one entry of the $3,000 to from H.H. Holmes for Mr. S.S. Stacy.
Other way around.
Oh, to S.S. Stacy from H.H. Holmes. Okay.
Nope. From Stacy to Holmes.
Wait, that's what I said.
Is it?
I said to H.H. Holmes
Okay.
from Mr. S.S. Stacy.
Never mind. You're smarter than I am. Anyway,
No,
that's what it
I just-
actually says.
Yeah.
Just to be
Yeah.
crystal fucking clear.
Right. And I point it and I just say, "You're the math man, not me, but this one seems out of place."
$3,000 is quite a lot of money at this point, right? So when the ledger goes into my hands, it's a shift, a very noticeable shift from the kind of spacey to a laser focus, and my fingers start running down the ledger, adding up numbers, talking to myself as I do it. That. And then when I get to the end, storyteller, what do I know?
Most of the transactions in this ledger are normal. Most of them make perfect sense. A lot of them are payouts from your sire to his various counterparts and people who manage properties for him, people who he takes care of. A lot of them are names you're very familiar with. What strikes you as odd about this particular entry is the name Stacy. You've had your hands on just about everybody's books. You would know if there was someone with this kind of cash laying around by the name of Stacy, and yet that doesn't sound super familiar to you.
I would imagine that I actually don't see my sire's books either.
Well,
very
he has
often.
you manage them all.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're
Naturally.
here for.
Naturally. This is out of the ordinary. I know just about every mover and shaker in this city, and Stacy does not ring a bell. Anyone moving this amount of cash would definitely have come up in my research.
Yeah, but ain't this Whitmore's ledger? Ain't this your boss's cash somebody's using, or he's just tracking?
It looks as if it's leaving different accounts. It's not Mr. Whitmore's actual account, and in particular, this book is not one that I have done. This is sloppy. My lines are very straight.
Henry, you would know that this ledger has Whitmore's name on it because they are accounts that are held by his investment firm. So even though he might not be directly moving the funds about, he does have to be made aware of all the transactions that are run through his investment group.
It's a large... I don't mean to insult your intelligence, Mr. Runner. How much do you know of finance and investment?
More move the merchandise and people like you liquidate it, but I know enough to know when I'm getting screwed.
A very astute observation and a very important skill. One must know when the screws are being pressed. But this ledger, it takes into account multiple funds flowing through my sire's financial holdings. So while it may not be directly his finances, it is the company's finance. And this is most strange because I balance all of that, at least the less above board numbers. And this is most definitely not above board.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know how much longer we got till Lady B comes looking for us. Is this something you need to take to somebody, or something I need to try and slip back to once I got it?
I have stored the important information, I feel it probably best to, how do they say, cover our tracks in this instance.
Yeah, Malgray, you got that thing where you can tell somebody to do something and then they'll go and do it.
I've been known to make things happen and make people forget about the things that they've done.
What we need is a patsy. I open the door, I open the curtain, and I look for like the nearest drink person. Especially this like a bar back, a man, ideally.
You know what? There are two gentlemen walking by as you reach out there. One is sort of small and squirrely, and you can tell he's probably not old enough to be here. And the other one is a full-grown burly guy carrying some dirty dishes back to the kitchen.
I'll take the dirty dishes, burly man.
Okay.
Hey.
What? This isn't what I do here. This is not my.
I pull out just a couple bucks and like flash it and like tuck it back in my pocket, just like wave him over again.
You want me to come in the kissing booth with you?
It's first of all, don't act like you don't want it. Second of all, come here. I just need to talk to you for a second.
All right. He'll come over and sort of lean into the curtain, but he does not come in all the way.
As he's heading that direction, I look at Darling. I say, he needs to take this book back to Beltrain and apologize for taking it. And I just pick the book up.
Yeah. Again, that sort of fierceness and that laser focus comes over Darling's face, and he grabs the guy by the collar, he's just leaning in a little bit. Grab him and pull him in close. Activate my dominate power. Return this book to Beltrain. Apologize for taking it.
Return the book to Beltrain. Apologize. Okay. And he kind of takes it and he shuffles off down the hallway.
And then before he gets too far, I'm gonna snap my fingers. Oh, and the two of us, forget about us.
Return the book to Beltrain. Apologize for he takes a moment to sort of absorb what you're saying, and you almost see the slate go blank. And he continues to shuffle down the hallway in a slight daze with this book in his hands. And you can see he's making his way over to Beltrain's office.
First of all, capital work. Second of all, we should go.
Lucy.
Thank you.
Yes.
You have reclaimed your pet. Tell me how this goes.
So Lucy's gonna pull him into probably one of the kissing booths pretty close to Enoch and Darling. And it's gonna have a bit of a confessional with him. You say that you are a man of God, no? Do you repent your sins?
I ain't got the chance to commit too many of them yet tonight, but yes, of course, Miss Lucy, yes.
What is your biggest sin?
I stole once.
Oh. What did you steal?
A woman on the street. She had her purse strings out for everyone to see. I was a boy.
So you stole an opportunity with her?
Yeah, times is desperate.
Have you ever said that to God before?
Not directly. I told the leader of my parish.
And what did he tell you?
Four Hail Marys and collect donations for the church.
That's it?
Yes.
Do you know that it is wrong to steal opportunities from weaker people than you?
Yes, objectively, I know that.
So do you understand that if there is a stronger species near you, that they will take advantage of what you are?
But you just said that wasn't a thing.
Just as he says that, she launches into his neck and just starts draining the crap out of him.
And what first starts in his throat as a yell of surprise ends up coming out as just this murmur of pleasure as he sort of sinks into the seat in this kissing booth. Well, you make him repent for those sins.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make him repent so long that he doesn't exist anymore.
You leave. I don't want to use the term husk too lightly because it's come up in too many games with B-Dave and Justice already, but you leave this husk of a man crumpled in the kissing booth. The only bright side being he died with a big grin on his face.
Told you he was gonna see God.
Yes, he is. So I'm gonna measure him up real quick, just out of curiosity. Is he relatively the same size as Mr. Darling?
He's a little bit bigger, actually. He's probably closer to Enoch's size, if Enoch is B-Dave sized.
Well, you know, better than small. So I'm just gonna take his suit.
Okay.
So I'm leaving this man in his skeevies.
Oh, poor fella.
It's all right. I'm gonna fold everything up nice and neat and kind of put it underneath my fur, and I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna find one of the sisters real quick.
You know that they're in their office, so you can kind of rap on the door, and Etta will come over and crack it.
There's a bit of a how do I say it? Not terribly a mess, but something that you might want to pick up in one of the kissing booths right away.
Oh, get hungry, did you?
Yeah, sorry.
It's understandable. I'll have someone to clean it up.
I said a few prayers for him.
I appreciate that. I don't think he really got the benefit of it, though.
And she just walks off to go find Mr. Darling now.
And as you walk away, you see Etta isn't immediately bothered by this. She actually shuts the door and turns back to whatever or whomever she had been doing previously.
Fair enough. Just wanted to give full disclosure.
You know, every manager appreciates it when you let them know there's a corpse somewhere on the premises. It's just common courtesy.
You know. So how close is Mr. Darling and Enoch?
Did you guys stay in the kissing booth to do some kissing, or did you immediately step out of the booth after you finished your business?
Once he dominated the dude, I was like, no, we need to go. Like it's time to head towards the exit, you know?
So yeah, you are probably turning away from Etta's office just as they're concluding their strange business. And Enoch has a very focused expression on his otherwise nondescript face.
Mr. Darling. You're muted.
Yes, my dear.
I have a gift for you.
Oh, I love gifts.
You got to promise me that you will wear it with pride.
Oh, certainly. That sounds like a fabulous invitation.
And you will also promise me that you will go to the bathroom and you will freshen up.
I never have a hair out of place.
I know, you are so beautiful. And I hand him the 3-piece suit with the shirt and like basically everything that's like clean.
Why, lovely. This one was starting to get a little
tattered.
Threadbare.
Yes. I figured you need a new suit.
This isn't my usual method, but I will gladly take a gift from you, Miss Lucretia.
Well, if we're gonna go conduct business together, you need to look fabulous.
I will take that as an order.
You. She looks over at Runner. Do I know you?
You've never met, no.
Oh, good. We should go find the others.
I'm gonna start calling Runner Cornelia. We'll see how that goes.
Oh. Yeah. Mev is right over there talking to the fresh meat. So far, she ain't said nothing that got her staked, so I think there's hope for the kid yet.
Can I ask you a question about your?
Absolutely.
Can you turn into anybody?
I don't quite have the hang of it yet.
I see.
Some of my cousins can, but I don't quite have the knack.
Well, when you do, I have a proposition for you.
Oh, you're looking to finally live out that fantasy of, I get it. Believe me, I get it.
I'm not quite sure what fantasy that you are referring to, but if you are talking about having an outlashing with my father, then yes.
That is not at all where I was going, but yeah, whatever you're into, baby. I know you ain't seen a mirror in too long. You're really missing out, really missing out. I deeply suspect you've been at this for a long time.
Yes, I have.
Mm,
Did I do my hair okay?
flawless.
Henry, did you do the thing? Did you do what you were told and go in and freshen up and put on this new suit?
Oh, was I supposed to do that now?
That was the general gist of the suggestion, yes.
Well, if that is the suggestion, then yes, I'll return to the kissing booth and change.
Do you go in the same kissing booth as before, or do you go in a different one?
Whichever one's open.
The one with the dead bodies there.
I was gonna say, let's roll
believe-
me a single die and tell me what you get.
I will just say that even though I'm talking to Lucy, I wouldn't let him get too far out of earshot. I'm aware that kidnappers are after him, so it wouldn't just be like, well, good luck, Henry. Wait, where's Henry? Yeah, so.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 3.
So that's a failure.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely go into the dead body kissing booth. You just kind of walk in and there's a basically naked corpse.
How unfortunate. I change, and then I look at him and I go, there's just, this seems inappropriate. And so I dress him in my dilapidated suit.
Though a kind gesture,
Much better.
you almost see the corpse cringe because of how gross these clothes are when you put them on. They're sort of greasy, but you know
They
what?
function just fine.
At least he's not naked now, I suppose. But yeah, you are wearing this fresher suit as you rejoin your fellows.
They flip my hair. How this.
Are you talking to me again?
Yes.
Oh.
And since Mev has been trying to give you this advice for a while, like, you've noticed other women in the club have noticed too, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're beautiful. So they come over and they're like trying to show you how to. You've actually drawn a little bit of a crowd.
Help me.
Just.
Oh no. This is fun.
So like this? Is this okay?
A little more attitude, like just.
And while she's doing that, Mev's gonna slip away over to where Lucy is with Enoch. And she's going to kind of walk up behind Lucy and just kind of slide her arm around her waist and whisper, did he deserve it?
Don't they always?
On balance, yes. Hello, Enoch.
Good to see you, Mev. I gotta tell you, I'm in a rough spot here that I don't want to be here no more on account of some things we've done. I also don't want to go to a murder hotel on account of some things that get done. Murder castle, we ain't even seen it yet. Maybe he downgraded.
As you're having this conversation, you hear from the end of the hallway where Beltrane's office is, what? and then the sound of furniture flipping over.
We really should go exactly now.
All right. Mev will skedaddle as quick as possible, which I assume is fairly quick, over to Rose and simply take her by the arm and say, "We're leaving now. Have fun, ladies. Good night." And she just hustles her out.
And you hear the ladies in the crowd kind of go like, "Oh," like they're all disappointed that Rose is leaving.
Bye. It was nice talking.
No,
to you.
don't. It's much cooler if you just leave.
Okay.
Do you
Don't look
all
back.
hustle along with Mev outside?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'd like to be the last one out just in cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rarely
I'm a-
hustle anywhere.
There's too many people here for me to disappear, but I do make a point to like try not to have Beltrain spot me.
He hasn't stormed out of the office yet, but you get the sense that is an impending doom that is approaching quickly.
Probably the first out, actually, as everybody's heading towards the door. I sort of like
You nope your way on out of there.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's
Time to
a
go.
little octopus. Nope.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I need to not be here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The five of you are on the street. Miss Lucy, do you call your car around to make
Yep,
a
I
trip?
do. I do the whistle.
Okay. And are you heading north towards your favored church?
Yes.
Okay. And as the five of you begin your journey north along what is currently known as Leif Erikson Drive, that's where we'll stop for this evening.
No, Officer Rose would have been like, "Do you guys want to police us? Go where we're going. I can put the lights on."
No.
That's the opposite of what we want. Yeah.
Incognito. I think.
I would offer. 'Cause I'm gonna get changed in there anyway.
We'll just say, for the record, as we're driving, I reveal to them what I saw with the check and the stump and everything. Like I share that information.
So at one point, Mev is just going to get right in your face and say, "You lied to me," and then sit back down.
I didn't lie to you. I lied to everybody else in the room, doll.
And with that tense and grumpy moment from Mev, we'll consider what's
What do you
coming
mean?
right
She's not
now.
like me at all.
You know,
No.
we're heading towards Miss Lucretia's favored church, as well as Mr.
Church.
H. Holmes's murder castle.
603 West 63rd Street, to be exact.
Thank you to my beautiful players and to everybody who came by and watched a little bit. It makes it wonderful to share this with you, and I appreciate everybody's patience as I learn to storytell. Miss Mev, Kelly, where can we find you through the week?
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Kelly, the opera geek. You can, well, obviously find me here on Fridays. Mondays, not this Monday, but every other Monday, you can find me playing Rime of the Frost Maiden alongside the beautiful and amazing Diana D'Amico
Oh, hey, that's
and
me.
Justice, who Justice has literally the best cleric in the world, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Hello. Then on Thursdays for 2 more weeks, you can catch me playing Cyberpunk Red on Sirenscape's channel, which is sponsored by Artelsorian Games. Otherwise, if you watch my Twitter at the Opera Geek, I do tweet out when I'm going to be playing games throughout the week on my own channel. And also, I kind of gonna say the dice spell books from Bard and Barbarian are pretty hecking cool, and I think they've been selling out pretty quick. I'm just saying.
We gotta get some more blue ones, and there may be some more coming shortly with some other really cool artists that you have heard of and know and love dearly.
No. Yes. Anyway, that's me.
Justus, where can people find you?
First off, you can find me on the socials as Stashmandu. I'm trying to learn how to do Twitter as I have stopped posting pictures of my face on Instagram, but maybe that'll spark back up if I find some motivation. I don't know. This week in particular, I'm a little busy. You can find me on the Bard and Barbarian channel. Obviously, we've got streams on Tuesday and Thursday mornings where we talk about cool stuff that we
and
like,
survival
games, and then transition into some sort of survival scenario. It's a very strange show, but I recommend checking it out.
I don't
It's
know
a lot
why
of
we
fun.
have friends. I don't know how at this point.
And this week, Monday, I will be on the Norse Foundry Twitch channel doing some cyberpunk. I'm going to be channeling maybe a very eccentric character from The Fifth Element for this particular character, so it's probably worth checking out.
There is no wrong answer, but is it Ruby Rod or Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg?
Ruby Rod.
There is no wrong answer.
Will you do the little cone thing, but with your beard instead of the hair?
I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do, but yeah, definitely something.
All I'm
here.
saying is, do you want a particular song for your soundtrack? Because I could probably record that for you.
I don't think that I get to choose that as a guest spot, but it's
not
Death
like
Race
wrestling.
in
You don't
the
have like a walk-in theme.
It's a Death Race concert in Park City, Utah, so it should be a pretty good time. Tuesday, like Seven Spoons channel, we've got a D&D game, and Wednesday this week, very special St. Patty's Day, Diana and I will be on the Worm Life Community channel.
The Worm Roost.
Doing a D&D one-shot in which I will probably do my beard kind of crazy as well, so that'll be a fun time. And then Friday back here. Busy week.
And our resident police officer, Miss Rose O'Connell. Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Sealight. I played Rose this evening for everyone. You can find me here every Friday on Bard and Barbarian. Look at these dice. These dice are cool. They're spinning on a plate. I'm also on Archives of the Dragon every Friday with Deep Magic, a Changeling 20th Anniversary Edition game where I play a she by the name of Iris. Mondays, you can find me on Cyberpunk Red on the Vorpal Tales channel. They're doing a contest right now in collaboration with the Onyx Path, so if you like tabletop RPGs and Storyteller Vault content, go check them out. I'm also a huge dork who does other stuff during the week, and I'm going to be streaming this weekend either Animal Crossing or Final Fantasy VII. We'll see which one works.
That's a lot of stuff. But here is the man who makes time completely irrelevant. B-Dave. Dare I venture to ask, what you up to this week?
I would tell you, but it would sound like I'm showing off, but it's all true. I will just say this. Tomorrow, 2 games for GaryCon. 2:00 doing a vampire one-shot with that bronze girl. Then at 6, we're doing episode 2 of The Road to Gaxmore. Both of those are on the GaryCon Twitch. Monday, Champions of Lore at 11. Idle Champions presents the Festival of Fools. We just announced that that's the second arc, so that's starting at 4:00. Then Tuesday is the launch of Heroes of the Plains on Demiplane, and Wednesday is the launch of Skyward Stars, the Starfinder actual play. And then there's other stuff, but that's enough. And just follow me on the Tweetagrams at @BDaveWalters.
And then last but not least, the queen of Toreadors and my beloved friend, Miss Cynthia. Where can people find you?
Hey y'all, funny that you said all of that, Justice, because I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk Red as well tomorrow night on the Initiative Order. I am playing Amedia, who, lo and behold, is also inspired by Ruby Rod. So look out for that tomorrow. I'm really excited to play it and slightly nervous because that is a very intimidating character sheet. If anyone hasn't seen it, it is a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
Super excited about that. And then honestly, I am taking some time off. I'm normally super packed with a bunch of other stuff, but I'm taking some time off to kind of just be me. So if you guys want to catch up with me and see what I'm doing, I'm on Instagram, Cynthia__Marie. Post a bunch of my pictures of past cosplays and kind of motivational stuff for mental health awareness. Or I talk on my tweeters at Syndancer, where I post silly things that are coming out of my mind. So stay tuned. Love you all. This was incredible.
It's all over there in chat. So follow these beautiful people. Check out their cool projects. Each and every one of them is a treasure. and you should treasure them. I'm Diana. I've been your storyteller this evening. I appreciate everybody for showing up and for hanging out and for subscribing and following. You don't have to do those things, but it makes me smile sitting over here in the cat herder's chair, as it were. We will see everybody back for part 3 of 4 next Friday, right here at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Have a really good night.